faithfully emceed episode of, I don't know, what have we called this? One last ticket, one more ticket, something to do with one more ticket. Anyway, this beautiful podcast with myself, Gareth Westwood, the tech guy with the tash from Quietly Confident Technology. And with me today, I have John from Westway IT and Michelle from Uprising and the Tech Leader Network. Would you like to say hello, John and Michelle?
Hello.
Hello, John and Michelle.
Excellent. Very well done. So the idea of this little podcast is that we're going to just basically chew the cud and have a little conversation about what's gone on, what's gone well with our weeks, what's not gone so well, and then maybe pick one of those things just to have a bit more of an in-depth chat about. We're looking to do this for about half an hour probably, and then get out of your eyes and ears so that you can get on with what you're supposed to be doing today. For me, I'm going to go with like a win this week has definitely been. I've still got my young Padawan apprentice who's just left for the day because he's only young. You can't do a full week at work because he's tired. So Danny has just gone home. He's not with me next week, which is going to be a bit of a sad time. He's doing a army cadet thing next week, so I've got to do my own tickets, which is sad.
I've just got to ask, just for clarity though, Westwood, is we already have a Danny who is missing, and now you're talking about another Danny. So talk to us about the Dannies.
Sorry, yeah. So my Danny situation, there are too many Dannies in my life. So we have Danny Boyle, who obviously sales master and what do we call him? Pipeline wrangler extraordinaire. Pipeline shepherd, that was the term. So Danny Boyle, who obviously is DB sales pilot, who is normally with us, but he's busy being a golfist today. But I also have my godson, who is another Danny, and he is he's doing IT at college, so he's working with me to get some work experience. So that's the Danny situation. And a bit of a woe from me this week. I'm not sure if it's a woe or not. But had a customer who I've told repeatedly we need to move their phone system from the one that they're with to my system, frankly. And on Wednesday, the Tuesday night, their current phone system provider decided that they were going to do an upgrade on the system without notifying anybody. And it was a breaking change. So was it Wednesday morning? I think it was Wednesday morning. I've lost track of it. Yesterday morning. Had a phone call from the customer saying none of our phones are working. Most of the staff work from home. They're on traditional desk phones. They're not centrally provisioned desk phones. So I had to remote onto every single desk phone and update settings so that the phones would work with the new server that the phone company had transferred them to. Phone company just wash their hands, nothing to do with us, mate.
Hopefully they're paying for your time.
Mm-hmm. This is a conversation that still needs to be had, but I intend on invoicing the customer for the time that I've spent because the phone system...
And they should definitely pass it on to the service provider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the phone system is definitely not something that I am responsible for. It is not something that I bill for. It's not something that I charge for. So, yeah, time should not be covered by any of my contracts. However, we will see what the customer thinks. I suspect they will have a differing opinion. So that's the woe, really, is that I'm going to end up having to have a slightly awkward conversation as a result of me not being quite on top of inclusions and exclusions in all my contracts. Learning an opportunity. So, John, what's your week look like?
My week. Monday was spent putting a proposal together. So good opportunity to review our proposal document. Unfortunately, got declined today. So that is a prospect which is now no longer on the board.
Hard no or
hard no.
And what was the feedback?
We're too technical for a non-IT business. So considering they were asking for things like cyber essentials, of course, there's going to be some technical questions to understand how close in your journey are you to achieving that. And I think my on-site assessment is also quite a technical thing because we want to understand their whole risk. Where's the problems? Well, we're going to have to be doing. They did say we put together a well-detailed proposal with lots of ideas, but not for them.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a relatively, obviously it's not a positive response, because the positive response is, yes, let me give you all of my money. But a relatively positive response insofar as it was, thank you for the
We got some feedback that we can then use to action. We can use that to help refine our processes in future.
Excellent. That's definitely sounding good news. Anything else that you want to add to the start of the conversation?
I know what Fetish has got to share. I'm waiting for him to say it. What did I message you about in the week?
What did you message Rosie about in the week that I didn't reply to?
Did you not reply? Oh, and that was me thinking I'd got your number.
I have Rosie look after my LinkedIn, so she does various things with messaging and comments. Also, she's the one who's being hounded by the organizer for, do you want a seat?
Well, share then.
So, we have been announced as a finalist for another award. Also, same set of awards as Michelle.
Oh shit! I was keeping mine quiet.
Oh, not against each other.
No,
different categories.
I was going to say.
However, same category bar one word.
Yes. Guess who's who?
We got. Like, are we still doing male and female? Surely. No.
It's the light side and the dark side.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The obvious distinction between you two, as far as I can see from here, is male and female. Sorry.
Let's not go there today, Gareth.
Okay.
It's been a long week.
Not today.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's absolutely superb news. So, Michelle, do you have any exciting news that you want to share?
Oh, you do. So, as Fisher said, was in the Best Up and Coming MSP award. I'm in for UK vendor. And my other bit of news is I also got Entrepreneur of the Year award finalist from CRM. Did a podcast with Darren Strong, a couple of opportunities and quotes done this week, and loads of queries on that. So it's been a busy week. And my woe is there's just that many plates spinning, and this will be for the pair of you as well. That many plates spinning. If it's not in my calendar, it's not getting done. And then when there's nothing in my calendar, I'm like wondering what to do because I've got so much to do. I just didn't know where to start.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem.
Yeah, I think on my one to-do list, I've got about 50 items.
How many to-do lists have you got?
Yeah, I've got several to-do lists.
Stop.
Because I try and organize stuff. So I've got things like, I really want to do these. These I'd quite like to do. These are my hot ideas. These are my cool ideas. These are ideas for marketing articles and videos. And here's all the things you need to do related to the website. And here's the pot of all the ideas you haven't actually sorted into any of those yet.
The amorphous other ideas bucket.
Yeah, I've got something that rhymes with bucket and that a word that I put in front of it. And that's where everything goes to die.
Word that you put after it, hopefully.
It's fuck it bucket.
Yeah, I think we.
Well, I was thinking because we've got an Ian Luckett in the industry, right? I was thinking maybe people think about the Luckett bucket, but no, it's not the Luckett bucket.
In the Ian Luckett bucket.
That's just it's wrong.
What Ian gets up to in his spare time is absolutely his prerogative and nothing to do with us.
Maybe we should call him in for a chat one day.
Maybe we should. Do you have a bucket? Awesome. So we're about to. What?
Wait. What about RoboDog? RoboDog has been a fabulous week, a fabulous win over the past couple of weeks. You missed it, Fish.
I saw a clip.
I feel like the same as being there. We need to work out how to use this here recording app that Michelle's.
But can you share your screen if you've got a picture of said RoboDog?
A picture of RoboDog, but I don't know.
It was awesome, John. You know where you have got. Have you watched Despicable Me, where there's the little dark-haired girl with the fluffy?
I have actually met RoboDog in Amsterdam at PAX 8 Beyond.
Well, check you out. This was a different RoboDog. This one, I was doing it's so cute kind of thing for RoboDog. I was having a whale of a time. I just lost track entirely of the Tech Tribe meetup after that. In fact, the whole second session did not happen because RoboDog made an appearance.
You lost track of the Tech Tribe meeting before you got there, I think.
But I had unfortunately, or fortunately, it depends which way you look at it. I had a client call smack bang in the middle of the first session as well, John, for an emergency that I had to deal with, which I dealt with, and I had a very happy customer afterwards. But here is RoboDog.
There's RoboDog. Is it safe for me to do this? I don't know. Oh, there's some. Yeah. Oh, look, beautiful photo, Michelle. Look. So, yeah, this was our Tech Tribe meeting, which was another win from the week, really, but.
It was.
Yeah, so that was cool. But we had. Can you see my pointer? Yeah, you can see the pointer as well. Yeah, RoboDog, which that's built by one of the organisations that works out of the Cyber Hub in Birmingham. So yeah, that was
very fascinating.
Awesome.
But it was also interesting. So I was chatting to them because what happened, Fish, right? We got all the pizza in and we got leftovers. So I was taking a stroll around the offices, saying, "Oh, come and get some pizza if you want, so we don't have to take it home and all the rest of it." And I saw this RoboDog, so I went in and I was having a chat. And Demon Child wants to do robotics engineering and building guide dogs for blind people and all the rest of it who are allergic to dogs. So anyway,
just for anyone that doesn't know, Michelle lovingly refers to her daughter as Demon Child.
I thought it was self-named.
Well, yeah, self-named. That's what she on my phone anyway. So yeah. So anyway, I was having a chat, but he was telling me that they were using it. They have to almost like pen test and security test every single aspect of that dog, not just the software, but they do a lot with the mechanical stuff as well to make sure that it's suitable for things like the fire service and the space agency and all of that kind of stuff. It was really, really fascinating. Anyway, it was really, really kind and is letting Demon Child go along for a visit to have a chat about the security of buildings, said RoboDogs.
Well, that is super awesome.
It was an awesome day.
Excellent. So have we got anything in particular that we wanted to throw on the let's discuss it list?
Oh,
I'm happy to move to suggestion if
you could make a suggestion, Gareth. This is your episode to shine.
Well, but I shine by allowing others to have their space.
So, leave the show.
Right, I want to talk about this whole. How do you deal with a situation when you have a customer who doesn't take your advice, but then still expects you to fix all of the things when they go wrong, and then he's going to be expecting that to be done gratis, because that has ruined my week essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very much defining this is out of scope. We have provided you with a recommendation, not taking it. This is out of our support scope. It's not included. Anything is best effort, pay-as-you-go rates.
And it also comes to setting expectations early on and having those contracts in place.
Yeah, so this in this particular instance, and obviously I'm not not naming names, but the customer is a customer that I've looked after for a very, very long time. Agreement is probably a 2016 agreement. Like it was written in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sort of length of time we've looked after these guys for, and it was historically based on time on site, and then because of the COVID-19 situation, obviously we stopped doing as much on site. I started doing more remotely. I found out that being a proper MSP was a thing, so started doing more remotely and less time on site. And I think there is probably also a line in the current contract about vendor management or third-party supplier management, and that we will do that.
Sounds like the first port of call is actually just to check what's signed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want this to end up in a situation where I'm pulling the contract out, because we all know that.
More for your peace of mind to start with than anything, that you know what you initially agreed to. If you've specified a set number of hours, then you know you're actually working to block hours. You're not an unlimited support.
Yeah, but it's unclear necessarily as to what would be included in those block hours. I think that's so. Even if we were to say this either is in scope or out of scope,
I usually assume block hours would have been scoped that people weren't buying hours unnecessarily. So if they are buying a block of 5 hours a month, their support should work out to about that in a normal month.
Yeah, and it absolutely would have done when this contract was put in place. But because I work more efficiently now, the time taken to do some of those admin tasks has been reduced potentially. So yeah, I'm working more efficiently, so stuff doesn't necessarily take as long. So should I be backfilling that with doing other stuff? The customer's getting the same value. All the machines are still up to date. I'm still keeping on top of, all the security patching. We're still making sure things work. I'm still closing tickets for them. They're still getting the same service, as it were. It's just taking me less time.
They are investing in you doing all that investment in optimizing the processes, having the right tools. Because if you took all those tools away and you went back to having to do it by hand, how long would it take?
Yeah, some of those tools, for the record, I pay for. I've never increased their monthly fees. I pay for those tools because, again, during COVID, I'm an idiot, and I just went with, you know what? Let's just make this work, and we'll work it out later, and then never worked it out. So that's on me, but that is a consideration as well. But the other consideration here is that the phone system provider was a provider that I recommended. But I recommended
they still have to do their own due diligence.
Many years ago. The contract is with the provider. It's a direct contract with the phone system provider. It's not through me. But at the time, I was a partner with this firm, and we worked together. So, but they were then bought out. There were a couple of mergers and acquisitions went on. The level of support went down. The system itself got older and older and didn't get updated, so it became more antiquated and more difficult to work with. To the point where a couple of years ago, I started saying, no, you need to move off this. So it's
documented in email, at least.
Yeah, that I've made that recommendation for sure.
Several times.
Yeah, I mean, the recommendations have more been made at meetings that then haven't necessarily been written up, sort of minuted. Which again,
so this could be a place to invest in what Danny's been trying, which is his granola AI recording for his note taking.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, again, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend that anybody goes out and starts recording all of their business conversations in an AI.
I was thinking this. For the discovery I did for this prospect, I was thinking today that could have been quite handy to actually have recorded the notes, because I've only written so much up. If I could capture their own words and use those, that can make more powerful proposals.
Yeah.
It's making me think, well, should I invest in a recording device that, or do I just get out my DG's microphones and just press record on them, and then upload that to Copilot or something to transcribe?
You're using Teams though, aren't you? And Copilot. So is it not? Oh no, you don't.
I could load up Teams on my phone. It's just for microphone base. A DG would probably be a bit more transportable than carrying the phone around, because you could just click that on.
Oh, you mean like an in-person meeting?
Yeah. So walk and talk, because that's what our discoveries are like. We are walking around whoever's office, industrial unit, or whatever.
You'd have to run that past your customers to see how they feel about, or potential customers, but how they feel about being mic'd up for their discovery call.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just mic'd yourself up
and
said, I hope you don't mind, but we are, we're going to be recording this. We'll be piping this through an AI, whether you specify which one, just to write up some notes, but we'll be keeping the audio recording as well for future reference.
Yeah, because you can't write and walk and talk. Well, you could, but you wouldn't be able to read your notes afterwards.
Yeah, so my handwriting has turned out pretty bad from that.
And then you forget things because you're not writing it down and you walk and you forget, and then it's like
you could be full in conversation and you might have picked up on something a bit more and jotted down, but you've already skipped ahead to the next thing.
It's like missing.
And you're trying to remember to go back.
Yeah, when you say, "Oh, I'll do that after this call," and then you carry on, you get into something else, and then you get like into a real troubleshooting moment. You're like really pondering something, and then you've forgotten what it was that you said you were going to do early on.
Well, it's no different than taking a monitor with you.
Exactly. So,
it's modern.
Gareth, back to your challenge.
Yeah, well, I think the challenge, I know, I know what the solution to the problem is, and the solution to the problem is that I need to move this customer from a legacy contract onto a, more modern contract that better suits the method of operation that we're working under, and that has better inclusions and exclusions. I have been looking at my contracts because again, I had contracts that were originally written by a local solicitor years and years ago. Then moved on to the ones that come via the Tech Tribe, and then onto the ones that Pete Matheson was producing. Pete stopped doing those. How was that, John? Like 18 months ago, a couple of years ago now, something like that. So I do need to just get that a bit more in check. Been talking to a couple of people about that. So I think that's going to be the next quarter's rock for me, is going to be to go through and make sure that everybody's on a standardized contract and that those contracts are rock solid and do have all the includes and excludes in that need to be in there. And that's the upshot, I think, for me.
And then managing that communication going forward and making clear that things are out of scope early on.
Yeah, and I think again we've I don't think we've talked about it on this forum here, but it's definitely come up at the Tech Tribe a few times, and in the Tech Tribe in-person meetings and in the tribe itself, about disclaimers, and saying to a customer, "I've advised you to do this. You've said you don't want to. Sign here to say that you're declining my advice."
Well, you really want to take that to the step that you don't even have to say it. I have provided you this advice.
Well, yes, if you are documenting that and saying, here is the advice that you have been given. It is documented that I have given you this advice, but this is so important to me that I want you to acknowledge that you've been given it.
But you don't have to rely on a signature to say that you have actually provided it.
I think actually, Fish,
it's just a reinforcement.
Yeah. I think if you take this to a different thing, so at the minute we're talking about a telephone system, but if you take that into the depths of cybersecurity and making sure people are secure, if they are refusing, for example, to have some simple protection on the system, they don't want MFA and all the rest of it, I would absolutely be getting them to sign and acknowledge that they have chosen and decided to not accept your advice. purely because of the severity and the impact of the stuff that can come out of it. So actually, I think grabbing a signature
it's not that you
really
need it from a legal standpoint for a legal defence. It's that it helps you to instill upon the customer how important do you feel it is.
It's mental reinforcement.
Yeah, realistically.
But they can't turn around and say, you never gave us the advice because this isn't signed.
No.
I missed it and I never saw it. Whereas if they've signed it and returned it, they've seen it and returned it.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it'll be interesting as I go forward with my little legal contract journey that I'm going to be on for the next few months. It'll be interesting to see what the advice I'm given on some of this stuff is really.
Bring the answer back to the
report back, absolutely. Because again, do we still need signed contracts? Is a digital signature good enough or not good enough? Is there any difference between a digital signature in Adobe Sign versus the Google signature thing versus me knocking something together myself and shipping it out? Or is an email from the customer that says, yes, I agree to the attached T's and C's good enough? Because you've got the headers, you know what computer it came from, you know the date and time it came from it. What more do you get from a DocuSign document that you don't get?
I'm sure emails stand in a court of law these days.
How sure are you?
99.75.
So you don't need that signed document you were just talking about then, Michelle.
I'm still going for it just in case. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But still, I'm sure emails do count. I'm sure they do. But again, that was when I last checked, and that would have been a good couple of years back. So find out, Gareth, bring it back to the room, and then share with us what you've learned.
Obviously, I will find out the opinion that I'm given by the people that I'm discussing this with. That's not necessarily the case that is the law, and obviously we're here in the UK with our laws here. If you're dealing with America or
outlaws, as in cowboys.
Yeah, no, our laws are the ones that everybody else's laws are based on, right? Because we had laws first. Probably going to get shouted at for that. No matter. Shout at me for anything. I don't care. Okay. I think we have done that to death. No, not you, Michelle. You can't shout at me. I think we've done that to death. We've got a couple of minutes left on recording time. Probably. Do we want to just add anything else in, or?
Yeah.
Happy to draw.
Tell me a joke.
Tell you a joke. What kind of cheese do you use to hide a horse?
Go on.
Mascarpone.
Didn't I tell you that joke?
No, I love that. Is my favouriteest joke. I just think that is beautiful on so many levels. It involves cheese, which is just great. Great. And
absolutely unbelievable.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. Mascarpone. Okay, beautiful. In that case, boys and girls, I'm going to draw this to a close. I hope everybody has had a super productive, lovely, and wonderful week. I hope there are millions and millions of people watching this. Obviously, not. Has anybody watched this, Michelle? I haven't checked the stats.
I think we had 3 views on the first episode.
Thank you to all 3 of you.
That'll be us 3.
Well, thank you all in person at some point. So, yes, any closing words from Michelle?
No, but I think it's Fisher up next week. Dun dun dun.
So next week will be the formidable John Fisher in the hot seat and in charge. John, what's your thoughts? Closing thoughts?
Well, we're coming up on conference season. Autumn is nearly upon us. So, what events are we going to be going to? What should we be going to? I've got a invite to go to MSP Summit in Orlando. That's a bit of a trek, so not really a consideration for me. So we're finding out about what other events are actually worth going to at the moment.
And what events do I need to
July. We're nowhere near autumn.
Yeah, time to book your hotel to get the good rates.
Look, little Miss Planny Pants, you should be planning for autumn, surely.
I've lost my plan.
September is only a month sort of away. This being the 24th of August, we'll be talking about this next week. We will be in. It's like, no, we won't be quite in, but we will be a day away from August.
You know, you're putting like little, what's her face? Annie tunes in my head now.
So join us next week as we talk events for the IT sector.
Go on then.
I'm going to end with a little musical number from Annie now.
Where did it go?
Goodbye and see you next week.
Goodbye.